My name is Mark Thompson, and I'm 22 years old.
My name is Sky, and I am 23 years young.
My name is Michael Lundstrom, and I'm 19 years old.
My name is Shlomo, and I'm 22 years old. I was living in the young men's shelter, and I knew I was going to be turning 21 soon, and it was very difficult because I knew I would have to leave the shelter. Well, I was using a lot of marijuana to cope, but I started drinking, and just nonstop, and I just given up on life. I just decided that I would be an alcoholic for the rest of my life, that I wouldn't get a place, I wouldn't get a job, I wouldn't amount to anything, and I just sort of accepted it, and it was a real low point for me.
My rock bottom was really when I just started to make my life more difficult, just not listening to just positivity and just being around the wrong path, being around negative environments.
I had the supports at Operation Come Home and the outreach services that walk downtown outside and YSB.
The types of supports I had were staff at Young Men's. They were really supportive about making sure that I was doing things. They were really helpful when I found work to be accommodating to that with having to wake up early and make breakfast earlier. I had support from Youth Services Bureau of Ottawa. I'd met with mental health counselors through Operation Come Home and Youth Services Bureau of Ottawa as well.
What supports that I wish were available? I think help with a day program. I think a big difficulty for me was having nothing to do during the day, and I think that can be a big demotivator, definitely impacts self-esteem and whatnot, and whether employment programs, schools, or just programming in general. I mean, that's not to say that there wasn't a lot available, but support I would have liked to have is a day program for myself back then.
I wish the supports were advertised more, because I feel like when I was first moved into the shelter, I didn't really know the supports and stuff before I started making all those bad choices.
I think one of my happiest moments was when I was probably 10 or 9, when I would be writing poems to a girl I used to date, and I used to give it to her. And she was all happy, oh. And I think that was a great happy moment.
My happiest moment would have been when I was taking care of my niece Fawn. She is currently 1 year old now, and she has a tracheotomy in her throat. And I got to learn how to take care of it, clean it, replace it, and just spending time with her and her mom. Happiest part of my life so far.
I think wanting to do better for myself. I think knowing, how far I've come from where I was and what I'm capable of to change myself for the better and to change the world around me for the better, to see how far I've come just makes me know that I'm capable of so much more and wanting to reach that. And thinking about how far I've come and how much I've worked to be where I am today, and to build off that, I think, is really what keeps me going.
Mainly family. When things get really tough, they're the thing my mind always turns to, and the thing that keeps me from the worst choices possible.
I think a big goal for me is to come to terms with my past. I think I've had a lot of difficulties, a lot of hardships and traumas that I haven't yet come to terms with, and I currently work towards doing that. But that's a big goal for me. In the future, I wanna reach out to people who struggle with what I struggled with, and whether that's mental illness, whether that's addiction, whether that's homelessness, or whatever it is. I wanna work to put myself in a place where I can help those who are struggling with what I went through.
Graduate high school, go to college, and stay on a positive track in my life.